Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Opinions From The Sideline podcast. Back in our usual set, mate.
Lads are here, mate.
Oh, it's awesome to be back. Felt like we had a bit of a trip up the coast the other week, and we're back to the regular studio.
We're back to the proper studio.
Yeah,
mate, the actual setup.
Yeah,
the decent, not just a couch in the middle of a lounge room with a Cavs jersey on the side, mate.
You sound a bit sick, mate.
Oh, mate, touch of the man flu, Jimbo.
Oh, here it is.
And don't tell me it doesn't exist, mate.
It bloody
man
does.
flu exists.
There's no lie about that.
I've been punched in the face by it. So if my voice sounds like a frog, don't hold me against
Don't hold
it.
you to
Don't hold me to it. It's I can't help it. I'm not putting it on, Jimbo. It is what it is. But mate, we've got another exciting episode coming up, Jim.
Yeah. So we have our regulars. We're not going to be able to do a challenge this week, but we're definitely going to get that to you next week.
I think our bodies took too much of a beating with that one, Jim,
look,
didn't it? So
that shoey, I think that's half the reason he's sick. He's done a shoey.
I think the amount of germs I copped from that disgusting 4-year-old shoe is unbelievable. So
but we have our regulars though. We've got our multi and our loud of the week. But we've got a big show. There was some controversial sport over the past week. So.
We have had a few topics we're going to touch on today.
Yeah.
The first one, look, I told Jim I wanted to start on this. I wanted to have a chat about it.
Yeah.
Have our little debate and see what we're sitting. But it's the NBA off-season power rankings. So I'm not sure who's seen it. We did post it on our Instagram page. They've got, I'll make sure I put it right here, guys. You'll be able to see the power rankings. So they've got the Milwaukee Bucks at 1. The Denver Nuggets at 2, Jim. The LA Clippers at 3, 76ers at 4, 5th the Houston Rockets, LA Lakers, Boston Celtics, Portland Trailblazers, and the last 2 are the Utah Jazz.
So this is the NBA. Is this released by ESPN? Or
this
NBA?
I'm pretty sure it's ESPN.
Okay.
Their off-season power rankings. Yeah. Now, few interesting ones in there, Jim.
Yeah.
That you can sort of see. What are your thoughts on the ESPN so far?
I honestly think that they've got the Lakers just a touch low.
I did think that as well.
I think they've got the Sixers a bit low as well.
The Nuggets at 2?
Yeah, I think the 76ers should take that mantle at 2.
The 76ers, you reckon should be out there? Okay. So. Look, I don't think Denver, I know they had a strong year last year. They've got the same team. They've added another 1 or 2 good players as well. Look, with everything that's happened in the free agency, I just don't see it being the case. But obviously this is just where it is at the moment. Yeah. It's hard to gauge what's going to happen, mate, this early. But we thought what we do, Jim, is our own, what is it called? Jim and Don's off-season power rankings for the NBA.
We've ranked our own 10.
So
and,
we've got...
we're gonna go head-to-head here. We haven't seen each other's lists, so...
We're going one by one here, Jim. Your first, my first.
Yep.
And so forth.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So what we're going to do,
I'll let
guys,
you lead, mate. Ladies first, eh?
Bloody listen to him, would you? Number 1, I've got is, I think, what most people would have, Jim. I've got the Milwaukee Bucks sitting number 1 there.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, shock horror.
Would you bloody believe it? Well, we agree there.
So obviously the Bucks we see as a very dominant team.
Yeah, they're going to be strong.
They've added a few good players in Wes Matthews, Robin Lopez. Yeah. A few good off-season things.
Giannis will do his thing.
We obviously agree with ESPN there. We think that's pretty much a given. They're going to be. They were top of the league last year record-wise. So I see that happening again.
Yep.
Jimbo, my second, I've got the LA Clippers, mate. I've got the Clips after everything that's happened.
Yep.
Adding the players they've added, 2 All-Stars. They've got their good surrounding cast as well. I see them being second in that on my power rankings at the moment, Jim.
All right, well, for my number 2, I've gone the Sixers.
The Sixers?
Philly.
Second?
I've got them slipping into 2. I just think, Simmons is going to continue to improve. Obviously, the latest news now, he's not going to be able to make himself available for the Boomers in the World Cup. He's focused. Him and Embiid, they've got a support cast around them as well.
They do.
They're gonna be really locked in and focused. I think that's a major reason why Simmons is not making himself available. He's focusing 100% on the season ahead. I reckon they're going to push for a title. So,
do you think if Ben Simmons doesn't just develop that jump shot, and they've added so many bigs, they're very big dominant. I know a few of them can shoot. Do you think that's going to be effective though?
And once again, it's going to be tough. They're going to be thereabouts regardless if he's got a jump shot. But if he can develop the jump shot, it's going to take him to a whole other level, and that's why I think they're going to push the 2.
That's probably the big question.
That's my X factor this year. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I've got, guys, at my third in the top 10, I have put the Denver Nuggets there. So Wasn't going to have them second. I will put them third. I think they are still very strong with the Joker, Jamal Murray, that lineup, defensive player, Torrey Craig, ex-NBL player. Mate, Paul Millsap, they are going to be good, and I've put them in at third.
Yeah.
Seeing how they still go this year with a lot of the other teams sort of built up their value as well.
Yeah,
depending on where they'll go with that, I don't know. I've got them at third though, guys.
Okay. For my third team, I've gone with the big LA Lakers.
Oh, the Lakers.
The Lakers. The AD
above
coming
the
over.
Clips.
AD coming over. I think that the pairing of LeBron James and AD. They've obviously signed a few other guys there. They've retained Rondo. They've got some experience there. I think they're going to be real tough.
He's chucked him at the third.
I think they're going to be tough this year.
The Lakers. I do. Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm a diehard LeBron fan, mate, so I'm happy with that pick for you. But I threw them at fourth, Jim. I've got the Lakers. So I'm with you a little bit on that one. Obviously, what you said, mate. They've added a lot of good role players around, good supporting cast for AD. They've got DeMarcus Cousins. I've put them in fourth. I don't know. We obviously, the season hasn't started. We don't know chemistry-wise what they're going to be like, Jim. So it's hard to sort of put them a little bit higher now.
Yes.
But I've got them at fourth.
Yeah. For my fourth team, this is going to be a little bit controversial. The Denver Nuggets.
Oh, so you've got Denver at fourth?
I've got Denver over the Clippers.
You bumped the Clippers.
I think the Clippers. I actually think the Clippers are a better team on paper, especially.
Okay.
But I just think that if we're looking at the rankings after the regular season next year, I think the Denver Nuggets already have chemistry, and I think they'll jump off to a better start than the Clippers will. I think they'll take time to get into a grind, and then once they do, they'll tilt playoffs. So.
And obviously,
that's my thinking. Yeah.
Right. Well, so that was our fourth. What we're looking at for my fifth, Jimbo, is the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
So obviously you had them in at second there, which is way too high, I think. But each to their own, mate. I reckon with their strong lineup, I don't see them being a top in the East, top three, definitely. But as a whole, I've probably bumped them down to fifth, mate. I think it could be a bit of a hit and miss if Ben Simmons doesn't develop a jump shot with their lineup that's so big. Obviously adding Al Horford, bringing Tobias Harris back. Josh Richardson's a big guard. So...
yeah.
Unless he develops a jump shot, I don't know how it's going to work with that regard. So that's where I pop them, Jimbo.
Okay. So for fifth, I've slipped the Clippers in.
For
obvious reasons. You got Paul George, Kawhi. They're going to be strong. I don't really see them jumping off to an incredible start. I feel like they're gonna have a little bit of time there where they're gonna have to get to know each other and their chemistry is gonna have to build.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I feel like towards the back after the year, Kawhi will.
And obviously you can reassess then.
Then I'll reassess.
The power rankings,
then I'll reassess
how they go. No,
this is just
This is obviously the off season at the moment. But what we're looking at with that one, my sixth, Jim.
Yeah.
Some may say no. The Houston Rockets. I've got a sixth.
Now,
hear me out. Hear me out, Jim. Hear me out, guys. Don't roast me yet.
Please roast him.
So, sixth place, Houston Rockets in my top 10 power rankings. I think Russell Westbrook, if he can learn to play off ball, which he did in their OKC days. James Harden, when he was on the court with them, was a bit more ball dominant even then, and Russell Westbrook played a lot more off the ball, slashed to the rim, played more like that. If he can adjust his game... If's the big question. If is the big sort of bold word there.
Oh, it's incredibly big, yeah.
I think they're going to be quite successful. I think if he can play off the ball, James Harden's not going to... James Harden's going to go, this is my team still. I don't care if you're my mate.
Yeah.
It's my team, my offense. I run the ball here.
Yeah.
So... if Russell Westbrook can adjust his game, and I know it's hard, he's got an ego, he's already an all-star, he ran his own team, but if he wants to be successful in this environment, he has to play off the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for him. It's going to be a big change. Yeah, he's not used to that.
If he can, with the team they have, they'll be very successful. Okay. So I've got him at my sixth place.
Interesting. So coming in at six, I've gone the Boston Celtics.
Jeez, that's not my flu. That's at that.
No, they're a strong mate. They've got a good culture.
I just
they're going to be a good.
Jim.
They're going to just an all-round solid team. They've got good role players. Kemba Walker's come. I think he's a little bit less ego than Kyrie. I just feel like they're going to be. They're a good solid team. Team first. They're more of a Boomers than a USA basketball team. They don't have the all-stars necessarily, but they're a better team. They got a good. They're gonna have good bench support.
When Enes Kanter's your second best player, I don't know if I probably
No,
suggest Jim, but
as I said, it's best team.
no,
Best team.
you're right. Oh, okay, all right.
I see them right now jumping off to start the year. They'll be sixth best.
Okay, all right. Well, what I've got at 7th, Jim.
Yeah.
ESPN didn't have these guys in their top 10, and I, for the life of me, couldn't understand why. Like, have been the most dominant team in the last 5 years in the NBA. I've got in my 7th spot the Golden State Warriors. Now, with the lineup, I know Klay Thompson's out for 9. I know he's going to be back in the playoffs. I know they've added D'Angelo Russell. We don't know how the chemistry is going to go. They've got Willie Cauley-Stein, great center. They've still got Draymond Green. These guys are still going to be dominant. They're still going to be a good team in the West.
They'll be good.
They'll be a top 4 or 5 team in the West, mate. They'll
be competitive.
So, with Steph Curry still healthy, as long as he can play 70 games through the year out of the 82.
He's going to need to be... It's a little bit more burden back on him now, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Hopefully D'Angelo Russell can buy into that chemistry, into the way they play. With Draymond Green still and Willie Cauley-Stein, they're going to be a good team. So, I've got them in my top 10. I can't for the life of me see why they didn't have them.
Yeah.
But I've got them at my 7th spot.
Yeah. My 7 will be the Portland Trailblazers.
Okay.
They've been a club that's they've been building for a period of time. I just love what Lillard does out there. Lillard, Damien. I love what he does, man. He's he's an absolute freak, man.
He's a monster, mate.
For a guy who's so undersized and almost a little bit unathletic at the point guard spot. When you compare him to a Russell Westbrook,
he's more stocky, isn't he? Than anything.
He just gets it done. He's just Mr. Clutch. He finds ways
except
in
the Western Conference Finals.
But what more can one man do?
What more can he do? Yeah.
But I feel like they've been building this process for a while. The Trailblazers were extremely non-relevant.
And look at it this way, Jim. Nurkic was out.
Yeah,
have him in he was a massive part of their success.
He is the European, mate.
He's going to be back. They've got Hassan Whiteside. Very good big.
They've acquired him,
Yeah, they've got a good team lined up for this year. So, look, Jim, I do agree with you on that one because my 8th is also the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
So, everything you've said, mate, I do fully agree with. They are going to have a successful year. I've put them a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But still, they're going to have a good year, and it'll be interesting to see where they finish, Jim.
Yeah. All right. With my 8th, I've gone the Utah Jazz. They've been a team that's 2 seasons ago they pushed in the Western Conference there, but this year was a disappointing year. I think they fell out first or second round. They had a disappointing playoff series.
They did.
But they've once again, I like what the coach does there.
And they've got
Quinn
a new
Snyder.
addition. Jim.
I like the coaching.
The addition of Mike Conley.
Yeah, well,
massive.
Look, I am a fan of Conley. I mean, I know he's come from Memphis. I liked what he does there. I'm interested to see. I think it will work at Utah.
Yep.
I think the styles of play match up.
I think
the way that Memphis play and Utah play, it's very more of a half court style of play.
Yeah, it is exactly right.
But with Ingles and things like that, I think they've got enough veterans now to be able to at least push deeper into playoffs and have more of a steady head on their shoulders.
That's right.
Coming into playoffs.
You've got the big 3 there. So you've got Conley, who's still... he was an all-star a few years ago. He's a good point guard. You've got Donovan Mitchell, who's coming into his own.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's a freak.
He's going to be an all-star.
Yeah.
And you've got Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Mate, that's a big 3 in my eyes.
Yeah.
And they're going to be very good.
Yeah, they may not be the LA All-Star all 3.
No. They're not going to be pretty to watch every night, Jim. But
they get it in and they defend.
They're going to be a
50 hustle well. Yeah,
50+ win team, Jim.
Yeah,
I'm calling.
I agree.
So you've got that as the 8th position. Now my 9th, I've got the Toronto Raptors. So
you're joking, mate. They're going to be irrelevant this season.
Let me explain. So,
I want to hear
the Raptors, they've just come up off an NBA championship. I know they've lost Kawhi Leonard. I know this.
Yeah.
But
he won
them
the
still got Siakam.
on his own.
Yeah,
hand.
He did. Siakam is such a good young player who's going to continue to come into his own. You've still got guys like Fred VanVleet, Marc Gasol, those veteran guys, Serge Ibaka, who are going to still perform well. I still have them sitting in my top 10 power rankings, Jim.
Yeah.
Whether they do well in the year, it's going to be interesting to see. But for now, the team they have, I've still got them in my team, Jim.
Yeah, so I think when you lose a star like that, Siakam seems to me like he's the type of guy that will play well when he's got someone there who's already very, very good and helps him in the situation.
Playing off an
he
all-star.
finishes transition very well.
Yeah, he runs the floor.
Is he going to be able to create his own shots in the half court? And I don't think Fred VanVleet, this to me is a small insanity. He's a small little Canadian. He's had a few good games. Once teams now go, okay, that's Fred VanVleet, we're gonna know how to scout this guy.
Yeah,
we're gonna force him away from his right hand or do this. Find that niche that he does.
Yep.
He will be shut down. He's not an all-star player.
He's different to Jeremy Lin though, mate. He's different in the fact that he is a scrapper. He's
defensively
a dog.
I'm just talking offensively though.
Yeah, but offensively as well, mate. The way he handled the ball, it wasn't like you could just suddenly guard that. Like the way if you watched
insanity, bro. He was the man.
Insanity just ran to his left and spin. What simple moves. The stuff that Fred VanVleet does with his jump shots. He's a much better shooter than Jeremy Lin.
Yeah,
he's much stronger.
He's
than
a lot
Jeremy Lin.
shorter.
He gets into the lane and can pass the ball way better than Jeremy Lin. So,
I don't know about pass.
Yeah, I
don't know about
wholeheartedly disagree with you, mate. Grab that, toss it in the bin, mate. That's rubbish. That's rubbish chat, mate.
Look, Raptors won't even be in the top 15 this year.
Righto, champion. Well, what's who's ninth in yours, mate?
Golden State Warriors.
All right.
I've got. I just think, sort of backing on what you said before. I think they've still got enough talent there to be a team in the West that
10,
they're never going to be a pushover win.
No.
So, and especially at Oracle, they're going to win more games than they lose there. So,
Well, they're not Oracle anymore, Jim. So.
Oh, are they?
Nah, they moved
When?
at the last game of the playoffs. And you hear
No.
they're not in, so they've got a whole new stadium they're going to now.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be even better.
So game 5, I think it was, of the NBA Finals was their last game at Oracle Arena.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
Thanks for
go,
that, mate.
Good to see
Can't
you
be all
research,
over everything.
mate.
Can't be doing everything, mate. No, that's
A
cool.
lot of research here at Opinions From The Sideline.
Yeah, well, they're going to win more games at home than they lose, is what I was basically
They will.
saying.
They're always tough. And
they're still
going
to be tough. They're still going to be tough.
No, I do agree with you, Jim. To round mine off, so my 10th, I've got the Utah Jazz. So, similar to you have them, I've popped them down a little bit further.
Yeah.
We've said enough on them, guys. They're going to be a great team. They've got those 3 amazing players. I see them in the 10.
Yep. So to round out mine, I've backed on the Houston Rockets.
At 10th?
At 10th. I honestly, with the talent they have in terms of star power, I mean, you've got two of the best guards in the league on their own, stat patters. We understand that. But I've put them a bit lower just because of the chemistry. I just don't know where they're going to go. I don't know how long it's going to take them to kick into gear.
It's a bit hard to call now.
I don't know, as you said, I don't know how Russell's going to be able to play off the ball early.
Yep.
I know he's a very ball-dominant player, so I feel like, when they get going, I'm sure at some point in the season they're going to find a bit of a stretch where they find chemistry.
Yeah, they will.
But whether that's going to be enough to push them deep into a playoffs run, I'm not sure.
Just depends how they go, and it depends on how the surrounding cast play with them as well. So,
yeah.
Look, guys, that's our 10.
Yeah.
We agree, disagree, roast us, let us
know.
know.
It's very early days. We're just going off free agency, man. So
off-season signings, stuff like that. We're just gonna go with that. We'll
we
bring one in every now and then.
We haven't seen, and the crazy thing is half of these teams. We obviously know the free agency's been absolutely ridiculous, but a lot of these teams we've put in our top 10, we haven't even seen them play together. We don't even know.
That's what I mean.
We're completely speculating how they have played with completely other people.
Yeah, we're going off the signings. And that's all you can do at this point. We're just having a
bit of a smack.
Having a bit of a fiddle with it, mate. Seeing what we come up with. But that's our 10, guys.
Yeah.
Definitely roast us in the comments if you absolutely disagree.
Okay, so one of the ones that I've noticed Donny didn't put in his list and I didn't. Obviously, the Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets.
So we know KD.
Yeah, I was a bit 50-50 on that one.
We know KD will come back. Kyrie's going to be leading that ship at the moment until he comes back. But we want to talk about his comeback and how do you think KD
might... The road to recovery, Jim, for Kevin Durant at the moment. I'll post some photos right here, guys, and down below. They'll have I think his first sort of images of him getting back on the rehab train.
Yeah, so it is good to see.
In the pool, doing stuff, shooting in the pool, all that sort of stuff. So it's good to see him getting into it straight away. Whoever hasn't seen the footage of his injury, I'll play it right here now. Look, what it is it's just, I think he tries to plant, because I'll play it on the computer at the same time, guys.
Yep.
He sort of tries to come off, as you see,
left,
and he plants off, and it's like it sort of snaps.
The muscle just ruptures
and
right into it.
I've played that one there for you guys.
It's gruesome to watch.
There's a close-up one that I want to play for you right here as well. Now, this shows the muscle pull, snap.
Just jolts. You can see it rip.
the poor bloke. I did feel for him coming back in Game 5.
And look, he's 30 years old, you know, and he was this in the NBA standards. This is his prime.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is his
He's
prime
30 at the moment, man.
to go from being a really, really good player to being an absolute all Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
this is his stretch. So it's very disappointing for him to be able to.
Tim, do you see this injury holding him back? Do you see it affecting him from now on, heading into his 30s, mate?
Yeah, to an extent, but I don't. I think I'm backing him in to completely bounce back to a point where he can still average at least 25 a game.
Yeah,
like,
you don't see it
feel
affecting him that much.
No, I feel like he's still got a few good years in him after this. The amount of money that trainers himself, he's going to do everything in humanly possible, science-wise, to make sure that he is back. And I'll back him in. I know the doctors are fantastic.
The Brooklyn Nets staff, the medical staff are going to make sure he's ready to go, mate. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But look, all the best to him. I hope he does come back and it does not affect him. We know past injuries, Achilles ruptures, the track record's not positive.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah,
but it's because they're in such a high tempo environment in the NBA. They're playing 82 games a year. He'll have minutes restrictions. He'll have limited playing games. They'll manage him. He'll probably only play 60 games, Jim, the first year back. So
and look, like this might be a sort of an obvious comment, but I feel like as he's Kevin Durant, he's 6'10". He's more of a shooter.
Yeah,
I don't see this is affecting him as much as someone potentially like a Russell Westbrook or obviously Derrick Rose of what he's been through.
Absolutely.
I don't feel like he's that explosive player that just relies on explosivity to score.
He's got a jump shot.
He's got a really good jump shot. He can shoot over the hand. He can back players down.
He's got the post fade away.
I don't think, with Russell Westbrook, if you saw him do an ACL or an Achilles, specifically Achilles, the way he explodes to the rim, I think that would really limit his ability to score more so than KD's.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're dead on because we've obviously seen that in Derrick Rose. Yeah. So it completely limits them. I know he did a knee injury, but stuff like that happens and it completely limits their play style.
His 6'10" ability to handle the ball and shoot over players is what's on his side at this point.
So you reckon he'll be fine?
I reckon he'll be okay.
All the best to Kevin Durant, mate. Yeah. But to finish off the NBA, guys, we've got a Jim and Don prediction here. It's very early, but we thought we'd have a stab at the NBA Finals prediction, mate. Yeah. What we've got, guys, we've come up with the LA Lakers playing the Philadelphia Sixers. 7-game series. We've called it. We've called it now.
Mate.
Haven't watched one game of the season yet. We've called it. We've got the winner, Lakers in 6, Jimbo.
Yeah. I think as predicted in my power rankings, I think Philly will make that step to the next level, and I think they will make the finals.
Do you reckon they'll beat Milwaukee in that 7-game series?
I reckon that
conference finals.
I reckon that's going to be an absolute cracker of a series.
Oh,
I reckon. I really do.
It's going to be really good.
I really think that they'll be.
LeBron's going to win his next ring, mate. I can already see it.
You can taste it. He's going to come off the set straight of Space Jam.
4th ring,
come
mate.
Straight into it and get a 4th.
Quarter ring on Space Jam, another ring in the NBA finals, mate.
He beat the Marvels or whatever. No, what are they?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I've actually seen that movie like 100,000 times.
Oh god.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
All right, so we'll head on over to AFL. Few massive games during the week.
Huge games, Jim.
So we'll start off with the Bombers. It's their 4th in a row now, and they're a team that is looking dangerous coming into finals.
Massive win for them. That was they've won 3 in a row, 4 now. Yeah. That sort of solidified themselves being in that top 8.
They've separated themselves, above that mediocre, 8 to 12 range. They're looking like they're definitely like, I mean, they're not a lock right now on percentage and actual games win, but the way they're playing, I see them being a definite finals team. 7th and 8th.
They're definitely going to sit in that 7th and 8th spot. But I think with Richmond down there, I think we called Jim.
Yeah.
But
they're playing. Farmer Brown played
4 goals.
4 goals for
He
Essendon.
stepped
He's
up
a good
for
player.
a big time. It was all in that 4th quarter. They weren't they had Adelaide. Had a massive hold on that game for a lot of it. Yeah. And it wasn't until the 4th quarter where Bombers sort of showed up, took over a little bit, kicked a few goals. Farmer Brown kicked a massive one, and then put him over the edge. So
So it begs the question now: where do both Adelaide teams sit? They're both showing signs of inconsistency, more so Port Adelaide than the Crows. But I had We'll go to the top 8 now. If we show it over there.
Here's the top 8. We've done a big circle over our Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, as you can see, we're going to touch on those.
We'll touch on that in a
second.
second. Adelaide here, guys, sitting at 8th position.
Port Adelaide 9th.
And Port Adelaide 9th. Now, they're always going to hang around there, Jim, but it begs to differ who are they going to drop out of the 8th? Are they going to hold, where are they going to sit?
I see Port Adelaide falling away out of the 8.
You do.
But I still see the Crows. I predicted them on last week's episode that they'll finish 5th.
Yep.
And I still think that they should finish 5th or 6th. I know they've dropped to 8th now, as you can see, but they've got as I said, they've got a very soft draw at home.
Okay.
They've got some very winnable games, and that's the only reason I'm hedging that way, because of that soft draw.
The fact that they've got that soft draw ahead to hopefully get into the 5th spot. Well, I can still see it. I still see Richmond dropping. They're 5th at the moment, guys, as you can see. I see they're the team that's going to drop, even though they've got a good round. I see them dropping down.
I see Richmond finishing probably 6th or 7th.
Yeah. Between there.
They're sitting 5th now. I don't think they're going to hold that. They're playing very good for what they are, but GWS are going to jump them.
You reckon they're going to go above?
GWS will jump them.
And they had a massive win this round as well against Collingwood. So on the back of that, they've had a 50-point win against one of the best teams in the league at the moment. So that's a big statement for them.
Yeah.
But to jump over to a game we were at last night, Jim.
That's probably didn't help your voice, mate.
No, did not help the flu, mate, at all, as you can tell. Mate, Brisbane, scrappy win against North Melbourne.
Boys. How good was that? That was an awesome win.
Let me pop the ladder back up right here again. They are.
There it is, the boys.
There it is, the boys in second.
We're super stoked with that. Look, I think we were at the game last night and we saw North Melbourne did jump out to a pretty handy little margin there at one point, but I honestly thought the Lions boys, they looked a little bit fatigued. I know that they were a little bit off their game, but they've had back-to-back away road games, and against two quality sides, and they've had to put huge efforts in to beat those teams. So they've probably come back to the Gabba a little bit fatigued, I would say.
Because as you were telling me, Jim, off air, they've travelled down there, they've come back, travelled to Port, come back, and then now are playing at the Gabba. That's tough for anyone, mate.
Yeah, they've had a fair bit of travel, and they've played two quality teams in Port Adelaide and Greater Western Sydney. So
and that showed early on.
It showed early on, and it took them a while to kick into gear. There's a lot of controversy, and I know a lot of people, especially North Melbourne fans, are about the free kick. And
we're going to play two videos.
We're going to play two.
We're going to play two videos for you. The first one I want to start off is Big O's free kick at the end.
So this was the controversy. This is everyone on Facebook saying if we didn't get this free kick, North Melbourne were robbed, Brisbane are going to win. So let's see it.
I'm going to play this right now, guys, over here to my right. We'll have a watch.
And see what you guys think.
See, little nudge there. But we're gonna watch the replay here. We're going to watch the replay here, guys. They're going to show a bit of a close-up. The coach is not having it. The players are spewing.
Yeah.
But
as you can see, the crazy fan in the background. So he goes up for the mark. Scott Thompson, all he was really doing is protecting the ball space.
And he held his position, which is absolutely fine. I get that.
Yeah. His Big O's knees buckled a little bit too easy, I think.
He just fell.
Yeah.
He just fell.
Yeah.
So I understand the frustration. The umpires as a whole were shocking in that game, Jim, I think. Both
ways were horrendous.
Because what I want to play as well...
What we're going to show right now...
is Big Benny Brown's free kick he got. It's a quick video, this one.
This was 3 minutes before the Big O one, and this was a rucking infringement.
Yep.
With the same, Big O was involved in this one too. So this was 3 minutes earlier.
This was horrible. This was like a horrible call.
So to all you North Melbourne people saying that Brisbane only won because of this free kick, check what happened 3 minutes ago that you got a goal from.
Check the other four as well before this, mate. So let's watch this over here, guys. It's a quick one. Watch how Oscar just holds his arm.
That was a free kick.
Apparently that's a free kick. Apparently that is a free kick. Like, are you serious?
Ben Brown goes back, kicks a goal, puts him up. So it's more of an issue here, not that the Lions won because of that, but there's a serious umpiring issue all around.
I think as a whole, we're going to look at it as was just
terrible.
It was shocking, mate. It was on both sides of the field. So
the crowd wasn't having a bar of it either.
No,
so that was just good to get it. I love a boo.
So mate,
boo earns.
I love boo earns at the Gabba. Yeah, Simpsons reference. Yeah. But guys, let us know in the comments below under this what you guys thought of the whole umpiring situation.
Should North Melbourne have won because of umpires?
Let us know what you guys think. We'd love to know. We would love to know.
Yeah.
But jumping on, before we get to Jimmy's favourite segment, guys,
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on something here really quickly. Now, the Wimbledon final, we don't touch on a whole lot of tennis, but I wanted to just touch on this one. Another big final in Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic versus Roger Federer, the veteran.
Yeah.
My favourite tennis player.
Yeah.
They had a massive game in the final.
Huge
Massive
five-setter.
Five-setter.
Yeah.
Very close. Djokovic ended up winning that one for his 16th Grand Slam title. Catching up to Roger and Nadal there. Very close statistics I wanted to add on there. Yeah. First serve percentages. Novak 61 to Roger 65. Win percentage on first serves. Novak 74 to Roger 78.
Yeah.
Win percentage on second serve. 56% apiece.
Yeah, so very, very close there.
Very close percentages, guys.
You notice the one discrepancy initially I can see straight away is Roger's having...
We'll pop the stats. Sorry, guys. We'll have the stats over here as we've already popped here for you. But,
so Roger's had 16 more aces. So that's obviously a strength in his game.
Yep. That's obviously...
It just wasn't enough to get him over the line.
And
the champ.
The break points as well, 7-13. Novak's 3-8. Lot of differences there, but if you look over here, guys, it's very close. So, it's always a fantastic game when those two massive tennis players go at each other. But we'll have to get on and watch the replay of that, Jim. We didn't watch.
We didn't actually watch it, to be honest. We need to
definitely jump on and have a look, because by the looks of it, it was a ripper of a match.
Yeah, so two absolute legends, and Roger is just. I'm sure he would have just been so humble in defeat. He's just an absolute.
He is an absolute legend.
If your kid, wants to be a sports player or a sports star, if you can look up and emulate him in any way, the way he goes on about it is an absolute legend.
One of the most humble blokes you'll ever probably meet or listen to.
Absolutely crazy.
Just one of the best blokes out. So,
all right.
Another massive final, but that
one of the big lad of the week
leads us over to Jimmy's lad of the week, guys. We know you're waiting for it.
I know you guys have been waiting for it. Every week, it's always who's it going to be?
Yeah, I get all these inboxes. So much chat.
Who's lad of the week going to be?
I'm interested, Jim. I don't even know who lad of the week is.
This is much, very, very left field here. I'm going to go all the way to the world of soccer or football, as they call it in Europe.
Okay.
And he's a Swedish player. He's a 37-year-old veteran.
How old is he?
37.
37?
He's 37 years of age. He's a veteran. He's still killing it. He plays for the LA Galaxy in the MLS. It's Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Can you say that one again for me?
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Yeah, and that's as good as I'm going to say it, guys. So I don't know if you guys have seen any sort of ESPN or Sports Center chat about Zlatan in the past week.
I don't think we get a lot of soccer news.
But he's a really classy striker. He's a very, very cocky fella, and
is he?
He's very, very cocky, and he's come over and he's played in Europe, and I think he played for Manchester United. He's an absolute star, all-star player. Now, towards the back end of his career, he's pushed over to the MLS. MLS is a lesser league, but the money's
still... For anyone who doesn't know, that's the American soccer league.
Sorry, it's the American soccer league.
The American soccer league that they have over there.
So, obviously, the level of competition in the MLS isn't quite as good as the Europe League, but
no,
it is probably on par with the A-League in a lot of the ways, but the money over there is a lot better. So that's why a lot of players go there to the back end of their career. So during the week, he was asked, how he still feels about his own talent and whether he's the best player in the league. And one of the interviews, he said...
Surely doing the accent, Jim.
There's a guy called Villa who's widely renowned as the best player in the league, and they asked him if you think you're better than him, and he said, I am far better than Villa.
How old is Villa?
I am a Ferrari amongst Fiats. So he's come out and he's just called himself a Ferrari, and he's just talking about how good he is. And the next day, he played the team with Villa on it. So it was the two LA teams going head to head. He had a hat trick of goals against that team, and some of the most phenomenal phenomenal striking I've seen. It was just unreal.
And I know you said
he
you got
just
a video.
talked it up to the crowd like it was. He was so
after,
cocky.
So after saying all that, you back it up with a hat trick.
Yeah. So I don't mind if you talk smack, but back it up. If you back it up, you're a legend.
And you got a video for us, I think, Jim.
Yeah.
On
so
here
this is one of the goals.
Here, guys.
This is one of the goals.
This was his first one, I think.
Yes.
And it was unbelievable.
Made the defender look like a peanut.
Let's chuck it on, guys.
So as you can see here, ball slips out over the back. He's already running forward. Ball comes over his head. He's got two defenders. Chips it over the guy's head to himself on the outside of the foot.
You are kidding. Now, surely we're getting a replay here, Jim. Here we go. Over the guy's head. Straight
on the outside of the foot.
And goes straight to the other coaches there.
Yeah.
Straight to his face.
And I think, and at the end of the game, so, he's talked himself up. He's got a lot of hate. He came out, had a hat trick, and went to the opposing coach and called him a little bitch and told him to get out.
How does he say? You little bitch.
Little bitch, piss off.
Little bitch.
So look, that's if you can back it up, man, that's freaking hilarious.
That is a lad of the week.
That is a lad of the week. That is a bloody good performance from
unbelievable, mate. That is crazy. But mate,
Donny's multi. The coveted.
Now, guys. I want to start it off with something here.
Here we go. Is it surely it's an apology to all the people that
I want to apologise to everyone who put on the multi. I think I had lost 2 or 3 legs, mate. I did a lot of research. I prided myself on it.
Quote unquote Donny, my most researched multi ever.
So I was that upset with it. I've got to go with the same system I had last. I've got to. I've got to do it.
You've got to rectify it.
I've got the footy multi again. I've got the 3 AFL, 3 NRL, both starting with a big win, little win. 6 legs. I've done a little bit more. I thought I'd done enough research last week, but obviously not. Obviously, my first leg, the Broncos decided to come and play out and have the best game of the year. I only had to win by 1 to 12 points.
That's it. But they ended up winning by a lot more.
20-something, mate. I was like, jeez. So, what I've got here, guys.
Yeah.
6-legger. We'll start it off with the AFL. Big win, little win. Collingwood to beat Richmond by 1 to 39.
What's that paying?
That's paying $3.20. Current odds, guys. Current odds.
Yeah.
This can change. Head-to-head, Brisbane to beat Hawthorn. At the moment, that's playing $2.08.
Okay.
I can't think for the life of me why we're not favourites in that match. But
the only thing I think why we're not favourites at this stage is it's down in Tassie.
And we've had a good run, but still.
I still feel like we're the more informed team. So.
That's paying $2.08 current odds.
Yeah.
Port to beat GWS, paying $2.37. That's my big one of the week.
That's
now,
gonna be
what we've
tough.
seen from Port Adelaide is win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss.
Yeah, true.
All year.
They're very inconsistent.
They're good, they're horrible. They're good, they're horrible.
Yeah.
They've just had 2 losses in a row. I think they're going to come out and they're going to have a massive win against GWS.
Okay.
So I've picked that one.
They're going to come out firing, you reckon?
Now, the NRL 3 I've got here, starting off with the big win, little win, guys. The Sharks to beat the Cowboys by 1 to 12.
Yeah.
On the Thursday night. That's paying $2.88. Parramatta to beat the New Zealand Warriors, head to head, paying $1.57.
Yeah.
That's I think should be a good one.
Yeah, that's good. Pretty
Panthers
straightforward.
to beat the Raiders head to head. They're both paying $1.90 at the moment at the current odds, but I think the Panthers
Yep.
at home are going to come out and win that game.
Yeah.
That's the 6 legs there, guys. The odds on that one are paying 135
Gee.
Very high.
That's insane.
So, and I think they're very doable. I've done my research of who's won, who's lost, who's playing where, who's doing what. I've been slaving.
He's been everywhere, man.
I've been slaving over the desk for hours, Jimmy, trying to find the best multi I can for the fans. $10 stake as always, guys. The potential earnings, Jim, $1,355.21 of $10.
Mate, every week we get very excited about the potential payout.
So if you want to have a week off work, mate,
we just think
take unpaid leave off work, mate.
Yeah.
Even if you need to, chuck a $10 on this.
Yeah,
there's your wage for the week.
Exactly. $1,400 a week after tax, mate. How much are you earning?
Put your faith in me. Put your faith in me, and I will deliver.
Look, we'll go on holiday. The amount of things that pop to my head when you talk potential payout to me.
It's not just the Kevin 07 stimulus package.
No, it's two. It's two of them.
That's 2 Kevin 07 stimulus packages. My God. The things you can do with that, guys. But
So hopefully we get on that.
sadly, guys, that brings us to the end of another episode of Opinions from the Sideline.
Yeah.
The best podcast in the business, mate.
Yeah.
But we've got some news as well before we end up. We've got a new segment we're going to bring in, Jim.
Yeah.
Over the next couple of weeks.
We've got we're still working on the name, but it basically we've thrown a poor guinea pig over in Europe for a bit of Euro chat.
He paid for his flights with Donny the week from the other.
Yeah. So we've made him book his own flight and pay for his own accommodation, but he's going to be traveling all through Europe, trying to get some local insight into some sport over there, and maybe some interesting weird sport that you haven't heard of before.
Right. Bring a different sport into it. He's going to interview some people over there, get some funny...
Get some local... he's starting in Poland, I think, so hopefully he can talk to some local Polish people and just get some funny interviews, and hopefully it's just adds something different to the show.
Adds a bit of a different touch to it, mate. So
keep
definitely
your eye out for that.
Look out for that, guys, as well as we'll have a challenge again next week. It'll come back. We'll put a poll out for you.
We'll finally get our bodies ready for the punishment that may come from that.
I'm still recovering from the shoey, Jim. So that's pretty much it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed the content. Make sure, if you haven't already, jump onto our Facebook, Instagram page, follow, all that jazz, and just keep supporting us. We really appreciate everything you're doing.
Cheers, guys.
But, thanks, guys. Have a great day.